take a moment to thank him for giving us yet another day in our lives. My good friend, Dr. Belio Kipsang, who is the Principal Secretary in charge of the relevant ministry, Chairperson of NEC, Dr. Onsati, my good friend, Dr. Nancy Njeri Macharia, who is in charge of Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Karogo, CEO of NEC, all the other relevant stakeholders, the unions, my comrades at arms, Kepsha, Kesha, and all the others. Good afternoon. I sincerely welcome you all to this important occasion when we are releasing the 2019 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education Examination results. Indeed, I feel very proud that we have managed to have these results just 17 days after the completion of the examination. I wish to sincerely thank everyone, and I mean everyone, from the examination officials, the monitors, and the backroom people, more specifically the multi-agency group with whom we have worked very closely for the 4th year running. This year marked the 4th year, and we started administering the national examination under a stricter regime anchored on a multi-agency system. But I want to debunk the myth. I have no government. I do this on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief, whose name is His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, who is actually the team leader of all that we are doing in this ministry. We are at this function because he has given us the blessings to give this result to the public. On my own behalf and that of the ministry, I wish to commend once again the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, the Ministry of ICT, for the outstanding duties that they performed in order to ensure that the examinations are credible. I also wish to thank the special agents who have been at the center of this process, not to mention the gallantry of our teachers that has already been alluded to by Dr. Nancy Macharia. And I think yesterday, most people must have slept after 4 o'clock in the morning. That includes the chairman, Dr. John Onsati, and Dr. Mercy Karogo. Because unfortunately, I happen to be a slave driver. I cannot forget the most important constant, which is the class of 2019, our dear beloved children, that we have a duty to ensure are given what is due to them without unnecessary interference from adults like myself. Let me also not forget to mention the spirited involvement of the cabinet, my colleagues in the cabinet, all of them, at different times, took time from their busy schedule to ensure that they wished our children all the best, including the presidency, which in this instance was represented by His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. All other colleagues and stakeholders in government, the chief administrative secretary, the principal secretaries, everybody, including the gallant chief, who eventually, in the exam that is still ongoing, was able to help us to uncover many things that I will tell you next time I'm addressing you. The greatest fruit of monitoring is that we allow our children to use their brain. Our children are very intelligent. They are not guilty. The guilty ones as charged are the adults. And you will remember, this is the 4th year since we started this, and I am very confident that come next year we shall have 4 different classes, and that this idea of getting marks that does not belong to you will not be necessary. You will also notice that as we have moved on, the candidates have been very much in control of themselves, as has been alluded to earlier. I think the credit, once again, goes to our primary school teachers. One problem with this country is that we never recognize what is our own. But our teachers, as you have been told, are among the very best in the world. I say so because I've interacted with them on the ground. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of malpractices, I am very proud that I don't have much to write home about in terms of malpractice. There were one or two cases of impersonation, but otherwise our children were left alone to do exams on their own, and the results that you are going to get this afternoon belong to the individuals that own them. My charge to them is to be proud of their results, because that is their result, and they must be standing for something. I must want to add that none of the examination papers leaked. That is now history. We also did not see fake examination papers where parents usually buy fake papers before exams. We did not see not even one. In terms of our daughters, I want to say that I'm glad that our parents and teachers together have succeeded in reducing the pregnancies that we saw during the examination. And I would like to urge them to continue to have time for their children. When you spend time with your child, that is very important because it is part of your life. Money is not part of your life. And as we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this calamity of having very young angels being impregnated by hyenas, old hyenas, will stop. Especially if you are able to get the children to take your word as a parent. I wish to commend all stakeholders who in one way or another offered their support to us from alleviating cases of teenage pregnancy, as I have said. And apart from those very few teachers, may I encourage the bigger body of teachers, which is 99.99%, that please give the children your time also outside of the classroom. Because being in school is not just being taught a lesson. The bigger lesson is that lesson of life, which I think you are doing very well. In terms of 100% transition, we have assured our children that all of them, and I repeat, all of them, will have a place in the secondary school. The government, under the leadership of His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, has given us very firm instructions to ensure a fair, transparent, and very quick placing of these children, to the extent that by the grace of God, tomorrow we shall be on the ground, and by the 2nd of December, every child in this country should be able to know which school the child is going to. I wish to assure the nation that everything is being done to ensure that infrastructure is expanded in order to cater for the 100% transition. In this regard, the government of the Republic of Kenya, together with other external stakeholders, have put aside Kenya shillings 8 billion to improve infrastructure in high school and primary school in some 110 sub-counties, 30 counties. I want to give you my word that I will spend my time to ensure that the public gets value for that money. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of the Republic of Kenya, again in collaboration with some external stakeholders, will provide 9,000 scholarships. Originally, we had intended to give these scholarships just to the 30 disadvantaged sub-counties. But in his wisdom this afternoon, the President has directed that part of those 9,000 scholarships must go to the slums of the inner cities. We shall therefore ensure that we get a formula whereby maybe up to 1/4 or 1/3 of them go to the slums in Mombasa, in Nyeri, in Kisumu, in Nairobi, and what have you. Because the original notion was that perhaps Nairobi did not require to be assisted. And we have been advised that that is not the case. So we shall engage the stakeholder and tell them very firmly that until that is done, and I go back to the President to explain to him, we may not be able to move in that direction. And then there will be another 9,000 next year. And this will ensure that the weakest of the weak are supported to go to school without prejudice. With regard to the competency-based program, the competency-based curriculum program, I am glad to state that we have already printed 14 million books. Those books are being distributed as I speak, and I want to give my word of honor to the nation that by the 17th of December, all the books for grade 4 will be in the various schools. I assured the President this morning that come the 6th of January of next year, we shall have CBC rolled out in grade 4. I have no doubt in my mind that together with all the stakeholders in this country, we must deliver the competency-based curriculum as one government, as one people, headed by His Excellency the President. Ladies and gentlemen, from one selection dates, I've already said, I hope Dr. Belio Kipsang is aware that tomorrow I might go and check whether they are already in station. And we will use the same formula we have used here in marking, so that on the 2nd of December, parents can have enough time to buy uniform for their children before they start thinking of Christmas. I think it's a good idea. Rather than finishing all the money in Christmas, during Christmas, and then worrying about the child. After outlining these critical issues, ladies and gentlemen, with your